Hello, and welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley, and in this hour here on Verbling, we're going to be learning some vocabulary, in particular, idioms about surprise. Idioms we use to talk about surprises or unforeseen events. Okay, as I usually do when I teach idioms, we're looking at and doing some exercises together, fill in the blank exercises, and as well a little discussion. I will attempt as best as I can to remember any other related idioms, as well as to explain the situational, practical use when and where these idioms are used. Occasionally there are idioms that are only used in certain circumstances. For example, I'll be trying to explain that to you as we go along. If you, the students, can remember any English idioms that are related to the ones we're looking at, please do bring them up. Or if you have a question, if there's an idiom that comes to mind and you're not sure if it's related, don't be shy. That's why we're here. It's good to clarify those things while we can. And furthermore, if you, the students, would like to share idioms in your own languages, whether they're very similar or whether they're completely different but used for the same purpose, I'm always very interested to hear that. I think that's very interesting to share those. So please be interactive. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Good morning, teacher. Hello, Mustafa. How are you today, teacher?
I'm well, a little tired, but I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. And hello, Harry Potter. Oh, I mean Mustafa.
Hello, teacher.
How are you? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Great. Good to see you in class again. Nice to have you here. Hello, Xingyu. Xingyu, greetings.
Hi, teacher. I'm back.
You are. You are. Indeed, you are. Surprise. Okay. Well, welcome back, and hello, Sasha.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome to the class. And we've just been joined by Chang. Hello, Chang. Welcome to the class. Chang? Hello? You seem to, if you need to unmute yourself, just scroll over your icon and there's a little drop down. You can unmute yourself and say hello, Chang. So we know that you're okay. Mustafa, your sound was fine, I think. I mean, I think it's okay. No problem. Okay, let's get started. Okay, this particular set of idioms we're looking at, excuse me, I would like to start out, we're going to start out by looking at the literal meanings of some of the keywords in the idioms. Words that are very important so we can get a kind of a picture of the idiom when we actually look at the idiomatic phrase. So first we're going to look at some literal meanings of those keywords right now. Let me just pull this up. And then in a little while we'll get to the idioms. Anna, okay, I think you know the drill. Choosing from the list of words in bold italics, go ahead and read the sentence and fill in the blank. Number one.
Okay. A small carpet is called a rug.
Very good. It is called a rug. Anna,
Yes.
do you know another slang use of the word rug?
Maybe carpet?
No, that's a literal. That's a dictionary. Definition:
Mm.
a rug on someone's head. No, I've mystified you.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I don't know at the moment. I
Okay.
no.
Okay. It's a slang word that we use to describe a toupee. A toupee, like a wig that men wear. Okay, fake hair. In other words, uh, common slang for fake hair or a toupee, the formal word, is a rug. Did you know that Bob wears a rug? Bob fell over the chair and his rug fell off his head like that. Okay. Anyway, it's true, really. Mustafa, number 2.
Oh, you was lucky. If you negotiate the price of something, you bargain for it.
All right, very good. Uh, Mustafa, do you like to bargain
I don't know how
or
to
something?
bargain,
You don't know
unfortunately.
how? Oh, come on. Really?
I
I
fail
like
each time.
you fail. Uh, I like bargaining for things. Uh,
Yeah, it's good. It's good
I,
to know how to bargain.
it's good to know how, but I don't even know how you know how that you're good.
When
I'm
when the
never
price
sure.
become low, when the price become low, you know.
Yeah, okay. But is it low enough? I'm never sure if I've really done a good job. Okay. Anyhow, continuing on to number 3, Zingio. Zingio?
Something good, something from God, which brings happiness, is called a blessing.
A blessing. Very good. Uh, okay. Well, idiomatically, I think this comes up later, but now I can't remember. I'm having a senior moment. Zinyu, do you know what a blessing in disguise is? A blessing in disguise. Have you ever heard that before?
A blessing in the sky.
No, not in the sky. In disguise. Here, I'm typing it
A,
here.
a bless in disguise.
Yeah,
Oh,
disguise.
I love this.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I love this. If something seems bad, but actually it will become good.
Excellent. Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Good one. Okay.
Oh,
Excellent.
I just Google it right now.
Oh, you see. All
I
right.
cheat on you.
Okay. Well, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Uh, okay, but you're exactly correct. Very good. A very common expression. It was a blessing in disguise. Obviously, it's something you use in past tense because it's already happened. How would you know that it seemed bad but it turned out good unless it was in the past? So, of course, we're going to always use that in the past tense. Quick shout out, welcome, and a howdy to Ken. Hello, Ken.
Hello,
Hello, welcome to the class.
thank you.
And as well, Carlos. Hello, Carlos.
Hello, good morning to everyone.
Good morning, good morning. Okay, we'll come around to you fellows in just a moment. First, Sasha, can we look at number 4, please?
A short, hard knock or impact, for example, when a plane lands on the ground, is called a bump, maybe.
A bump, yes.
A bump.
Okay, so if I bump your elbow and you spill your coffee, for example. All right, a jolt would be another way to say that. A bump can also be a small rise in the earth or anything else. You can have a bump on your skin. You can have a bump on your head. If you if you bump your head on the top of your desk, you may have a bump, the noun, on your head because it swells.
Okay.
Okay. So noun or verb, cause and effect. Actually, moving on.
Something like
Yep. Sasha,
it's like
go ahead.
it's also like hematome.
Hematoma.
Yes, yeah.
Is it?
A
I
little
don't know.
hematoma.
Maybe. I don't know actually. I thought a hematoma was like a bruise, like black and blue, which is another idiom you use. There's another idiom, black and blue. I thought that's what a hematoma was, but I'm not a doctor. What do I know? I know nothing. I
Okay.
know nothing. Uh, okay. Why does that not work? Okay, I'm trying to. For some reason, I can't. Oh, there it is. Ah, darn it. Trying to get the link for. Somebody just asked me for the link for the document, and for some reason, I can't copy it. Really weird. Sorry, I'm having a problem there. Technical problem. Sorry about that. If somebody else could get that, that would be great. Okay. Moving on. Ken, number 5, please. Thank
Number
you.
5.
Thanks, Sasha. Very cool. Number 5, Ken.
If you wear a special cloth or a wig so that people will not recognize you, it is called a disguise.
Yeah, disguise. Very good. Yeah, that's right. Ken, do you ever sneak around outside in disguise? Disguised as someone else? uh, I want to do that. That's fun.
Teacher,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of wig?
Wig. I remember earlier I was talking about a rug being a toupee or a wig, like fake hair. That's it. Fake hair is a wig. Usually for men we call it a toupee. I should write that if I can. It has a weird spelling. Okay, I got it. First try. Toupee is usually a wig for men, and then for women we just say a wig. Fake hair. Uh, okay. Carlos, number 6.
Birds have feathers.
Of course they do. Birds have feathers. All right, pretty simple. Okay. Yeah, all right, well, great. Things attached to their body are feathers. Don't know what else to say about that. All right, Anna, back to you for number 7.
Yes, the part of a shirt, jacket or coat which covers your arms is called the sleeve.
Of course. All right. And of course, we describe shirts. Shirt, by the way, Anna. Shirt. We describe,
Shirt.
yeah, we describe shirts as long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt, commonly. Okay,
Okay.
let's get to our idioms. All right. Okay, we're gonna fill in the blanks with these idioms here in bold italics. This exercise is in the form of a conversation, so you can see how that the idiom would be used in a more or less normal conversational. That's when we use idioms in conversation for the most part. Okay, so it's in the form of a conversation. One person says something, another person answers using an idiom. Okay, Mustafa. Mustafa, did you know Tom and Jody are getting married?
Yes, you could have, when they told me, you could have, you could have taken me by surprise when they told me. You could have taken me by surprise. when they told you?
No. That's the concept, is that the person was extremely surprised, but
You could have believe it or not when they told me.
no.
No.
No, we don't believe. I can't
Oh,
believe
okay.
it, or I couldn't believe it. It's
Maybe
usually
the third chance, the third and the last chance would be B. Pull the rig from under my feet.
that's your last chance. Oh, I'm sorry, you failed. Yeah. Okay. Now the actual answer. Yes, you could have knocked me down with a feather when they told me. You're so stunned that. Okay. The idea being, of course, that you're completely shocked and stunned. And a feather, of course, being very small and very fragile, okay, it's an exaggerated idea. So he was completely shocked and it's perfectly still. Could have knocked me down with a feather. Quite common, Brits and Americans. Sometimes slightly altered. You could have knocked me over with a feather, knocked me down with a feather. I've heard both versions. But it's always with a feather. So you got to get that part right. Xingyu, number 2. Congratulations on your promotion, Xingyu. Were you expecting it?
No, and oh, it uh, it uh, mm, it took me by surprise.
Yeah. It took me completely by surprise. Very common to throw in an adverb there. Often completely, maybe another choice. Entirely by surprise, I've heard. All right. Took me by surprise. Something takes you by surprise. Well, I think it's pretty obvious. You're surprised. You were not expecting it. Again, that was really common as well. Okay, moving on. Sasha, how was your exam? Was everything okay?
No, it was much harder than I had bargained for.
Okay, all right. Now, okay, harder than I had bargained for is fine. We also use a variation of this. Anything, any kind of, we can use this in a variety of ways with any adjective with the comparative ER structure or more, whatever. You could say almost anything. The pillow was softer than I had bargained for. The part than I had bargained for means than I had predicted before. So you could use this with almost anything. He was I had to pick him up at the police station, but he was a lot drunker than I had bargained for, and he threw up in my car. Whatever, literally any comparative adjective you can use with this structure. Okay, meaning you're using that comparative structure to compare what you predicted with what happened. Okay, Ken, next one here. Ken, is your brother back from holiday yet? He went to Thailand, didn't he?
Yes, he had a great time. He blanked out. He have something for to the log. What am I had for again for? Came back to Earth with a bump.
Very good.
Really? Okay. What does that mean?
Well, okay, he had an awesome time on his holiday in Thailand, but when he got back, the first thing that happened, he found out that he had been robbed. So, kind of, if you want to picture it visually like a plane, okay? You have a nice flight, you have a good time, but your plane lands and you kind of go, and the plane kind of bumps along.
Ah, that's shock.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
Right. So it's a little bit of a shock, a little bit upsetting. Right. So rare to use this, very, very specific situational use of this idiom. Obviously, it has to be just right to use this idiom to describe this situation. Something was really good. Something that lasted long. Something that has to be something with duration, like a vacation or something that's pleasing, but ing over duration or a period of time, and then when it ends, there's some unpleasant little surprise. So I've heard this, but honest to goodness, and I'm familiar with this, but I can't even remember a time I might have actually heard this. It would have to be extremely rare because it's so specific, right? Okay. Okay, Carlos, number 5. Carlos, it's Mom's birthday on Sunday, and we haven't planned anything for her. Carlos?
Yes, I'm here. I'm thinking.
Okay. Oh, are you?
It's a tricky question.
Yeah, okay. Yes. I got it.
I'm not sure, but don't worry. I've got pulled the rug from under my feet.
No.
No. Okay.
No. And by the way, when we get to it, whatever, pulled pronunciation. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me give you a clue. Well, okay. Think magic trick. He's basically like a magic trick. That's this idiom to be used here. The only thing I can think of when I think of this idiom is magic trick, magician. All right, he's going to make something appear.
Yes. I've got something up your sleeve.
Yeah. Well, he has something. I've got something up my sleeve. Would be how it would appear in the sentence, of course. Yeah. I've got something up my sleeve. You have a secret. You have a secret surprise planned. It's a plan. It's a secret, and it's something that's going to surprise somebody. So all of those 3 things have to be true in order to use this idiom. I got something up my sleeve. We use this when something like this like this sentence here, when we're planning a surprise, or we also use this to voice our suspicions about someone else. I think he's got something up his sleeve. He's plotting something. He's up to something. So, okay, we're suspicious that someone has maybe evil intentions, or they've got some secret agenda or secret plan. It's frequently used in that situation as well. I know he's got something up his sleeve. I just don't know what. Like that. Okay, Anna, back to you. Number 6, Rob's only 45. That's very young to have a heart attack, isn't it?
Yes, he's back to normal now, but it really blank. Oh, I lost. Number. It was number
6.
6. Blank at the time is a terrible experience. So Yes, he's back to normal now, but it really maybe knocked me for 6 at the time.
Mm-hmm. Really knocked me for 6. Now, I think this is very much more British, typical of a British person to say. I have heard this as an American. I've definitely heard this. We say it's slightly different. We say you could have knocked me for. We'd say you could have knocked me. Well, it's usually we almost always say it about ourselves. You could have knocked me for a 6. We say a 6. Americans do. Kind of
Okay.
rare.
I have a question, teacher. I would say hit someone for 6.
Hit someone for a 6? No, it's always knock. I mean, I've never
No.
heard. I've never heard that before.
Yes. Yes.
It's always the verb knock. Here's
Okay.
another one.
Thank you.
Here's another one that is much more American and more common. Knock me. Again, Americans, you could have knocked me for a 6. I've never heard it used to describe someone else. You could have knocked him for a 6. It sounds actually strange for me. I have never heard that before. Here's a probably related one, which I definitely do use. Okay, I would probably say this. It really knocked me for a loop. Okay, this is a surprise, a bad surprise, like someone having a heart attack. Wow, I was shocked. It really knocked me for a loop.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely it's very strong association with knock, though. That's for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think in this one, I think that correct grammatically, you could have knocked him for a 6, which for me, that must, okay, that's fine, I guess, for British speakers, but again, for Americans, we would never use it that way. We use it only to talk about ourselves. Okay, next one, Mustafa. So, Mustafa, what about your meeting with the boss? Did you get what you wanted?
No, before I could ask him anything, he started to criticize my work, which really, can you scroll up?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything. Just a second.
Can you see it? Okay.
I cannot see it. My monitor frozen. Okay, now. Which really knocked me down with a fever harder than I had bargained for. Which really take me by surprise. Came back to earth with a bomb. No. G maybe.
Well, although that we have already used it, but anyway, which really took me by surprise is possible if you want to express the
So
idea
there
that
is
just
another
really that
one.
it surprised me. The concept here, I think the speaker is trying to get across is that you know, he had a plan. He had a plan to talk to the boss about something, and his plan was totally interrupted. His plan was totally, well, ruined by a surprise, an unforeseen event happened that ruined his plan. That's the idea. Okay. So
Yeah,
any okay,
B.
might be
B.
B. It might be B. In fact, it do be B. It is B. Yes.
Yeah.
Pulled the rug from under my feet. So okay, how would it fit in here? He started to criticize my work, which really pulled the rug from under my feet. All right. Another one that has to do with a very specific situation. Surprise in a very specific kind of situation. I mean any plan, but the whole idea has to be that you had a plan to do something, and that plan was derailed, or that plan was ruined by something, so something you could not have predicted. So it's always negative. You're never gonna, your plan wasn't interrupted by something that was good. It's always something bad that ruined your plan.
So I have a plan, but my plan is ruined by something.
Yeah, ruined.
Okay, ruined.
Yeah.
Teacher, sorry, I have a question about knock someone for six. Like, what's exactly mean? Like, surprised me, or what?
Yeah.
Knock, surprised me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shocked,
and
but even more like shocked, like you're stunned, like somebody has a heart attack or something really quite drastic happened. So it's pretty extreme. Okay.
okay,
Sorry.
shook.
Something else?
Yeah, something else. Have something up your sleeve, like you have something maybe to give or to show. I'm not sure about it.
Well, okay. Again, my visual picture whenever I hear this idiom, speak this idiom, see this idiom is a magician. If, as you probably know, magicians like put the card up their sleeve or the cigarette or the coin or whatever. They will pull handkerchiefs from out of their sleeve. So they actually use the sleeve of their shirt to do tricks. Their sleeves are full of surprises. A magician will pull things out of his sleeve. Of course, a magician's job is to surprise and shock you with something. So the idea,
Okay.
if you have something up your sleeve, you have some kind of secret that you're going to
Okay.
surprise or shock others with.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Sure, no problem. All right, so, all right, pull the rug out from under me. All right, imagine that you have plans to go travel to another country, but then there's a travel ban, or all visas are denied for that country at the last minute. That would be like having the rug pulled out from under you, something like that. Okay, moving on. Zingu, does anyone know what the weather's going to be like this weekend?
Believe it or not, it's actually going to be warm and sunny.
Okay, very good. Believe it or not, is used as a transitional. It is a signal phrase. What does it signal? It signals here is some surprising information. That's it. How old is that girl? She looks like she's 15. Believe it or not, she's 32. Like that. Anything which the speaker deems to be somewhat surprising. You will introduce it. It's a nice little signal phrase. P.S. Anybody taking IELTS or TOEFL or anything like that, good phrase to pack away. Good one to use. It's both an idiom and a transitional, so it's a good one. That there would be IELTS gold, I'm telling you. Okay, let's look at some more. But wait, that's not all. Let's take another look at another set of 8 up here. Again, once again, in the form of conversation fill-in-the-blank exercise. Okay. Sasha, is your sister still living in the States?
Yes, but actually she's in England at the moment. She arrived last Monday, completely out of the blue, maybe. It was a lovely surprise.
Yep. Okay. Completely unannounced, unpredictable, unpredicted, unannounced. Okay. Now this is a very common idiom. And we use it a lot. Now this one's as opposed to many of the other ones, very specific situations. This one we use all the time for many situations. All of a sudden, yeah, that's right, Mustafa. All of a sudden, um, and uh, totally something that was totally unexpected. Right, that's the key. Um, Completely something that you wouldn't consider to even be able to predict it. Okay, we use this when somebody in a conversation says something that's way off topic or something that's really shocking or some kind of secret piece of information. Oh my God, we were talking and out of the blue, Susie announced that she's getting divorced. I couldn't believe it. Or okay, the company has suddenly changed all of its time off policies. When did they do that? I don't know. It was just out of the blue. Nobody heard anything. Nobody was talking about it before it happened, and it was totally unpredictable. Yeah, I believe that you do hear that a lot in the movies. Of course you do. Yeah, it really is very, very common. And it could be, by the way, it's common also because it's used for very generally, and it can be used equally for negative surprises or positive. Equally, no, it doesn't tend to be one more than the other. So okay, that one's wide open, very general, so very useful one. Okay. Ken, number 2. Jeff told me you lost your job last month. That was a nasty shock, wasn't it?
Well, actually, it was a blessing in disguise.
Very good. Right. That happens a lot, actually. He's okay. I found something much better. All right, he found a better job.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect example. Actually, great example. This happens in real life and is a perfect place to use this idiom. You lose a job for whatever reason, and at first you're completely shocked and depressed, but then a little while later you get a much better job. So, okay, it was a blessing in disguise. Couldn't really give a better example than that.
Disguise in this sense a bit different from other disguise.
Not really. It didn't seem like a blessing. It looked like, it appeared like, well, of course it is,
I
because
see.
it's
Okay.
abstract, but you know,
Oh,
it looked like a villain, but really it was an angel. It looked like a devil. It looked
I
like
see.
something really bad.
Okay.
But it wasn't. So kind of the same, you know.
Okay.
All right. Carlos, number 3. Did you see Japan beat Spain at football last night?
Yes, it suits me very fine because I'm Spanish, uh,
Okay.
and that is impossible. Japan Japan is very bad sports in football, in soccer. Okay, but I think the right answer is that is a real shock of my life.
Uh, that's the shock. That's the real shock. Well, no, real separates the two.
Uh-huh.
That's not gonna work. It
So,
might work without real. That's the shock of my life. If you were really strongly uh, into football, of course, you might say something like that. Okay, but no, that's not it. No, the idea here is that, as you say, that's never going to happen. If it happens, it makes history, basically. That's the idea. Does that help? It's so shocking and so surprising that it's going to make history is the concept we're looking for.
Indeed, that is the real word, but I'm not sure if I can use with this. That is a real eye opener. I am not sure.
Well, maybe that's a real eye opener. Now, okay, you would say, again, in this right context, that could be possible. But if you said that's a real eye opener, what you're saying is that, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that Spain was that bad. I thought they were really, really good. Okay, so when you say something's a real eye opener, what you're saying is that information you believed to be true, you're surprised to find out is not true. So it is possible, but what you would, if you told me that, Carlos, I would think that what you're trying to tell me is that you thought one or the other. Either you thought Japan was a lot worse than they really are, or you thought Spain was a lot better than they really are. One or the other.
I know the answer already. That's is a real turn up for the books.
There you go. Okay, that's it. All right, I think so. Okay. Could be that's a real eye opener. All right, but okay, that's a turn up. A real. Why is real here? Okay, that's a real turn up. Oh, maybe that's why. That's a real turn up for the books. Oh, okay. Fine. Sure. And that's got to be the answer, but it's very. That's particular arrangement very British. I find it awkward, frankly. As an American, I would definitely say, well, that's one for the books. One for the books. Or sometimes I would say one for the record books, even. Okay, sports things, or for example, if there's a record wind speed, high strength typhoon, I might comment on that typhoon, saying, wow, that's one for the books. It's a record. Something actually, like Guinness Book of World Records, basically. That's the idea. You're kind of referencing that. That's one for the record books. So we say it just a little bit differently. It's very awkward. This turn up. That's a turn up for the books. I don't even know what a turn up is. Something that showed up, I guess. A little odd for me. Okay, moving on. Anna, that was a brilliant. That was a brilliant
Yes.
speech Anna gave after dinner, wasn't it?
Yes. Sorry. I didn't know she had it in her. It was maybe a real eye opener.
Okay. All right. So okay, here the thing the person had assumed they knew. They thought they knew, and the thing that shocks them is the fact that they probably, what this tells me is they probably thought that Anne was, I don't know, maybe not that smart, maybe shy, maybe not the kind of person who gives a brilliant speech. All right.
Yes.
So actually, it's very difficult in this exercise. I don't know if they're talking about Anne, frankly, the fact that she gave a brilliant speech, or that her speech was a real eye-opener. Actually, if I heard this in real life, I would say, who, Anne or the speech? What, the fact that Anne gave a speech, or the speech itself? What was I would actually ask here, because I would be a little confused. It's possible you're referencing the speech. If a speech gave information that nobody knew, or challenged ideas, or occasionally that happens. You listen to a political speech, for example, and information is given that, or your assumptions are challenged. Information is given that you had no idea about. Something like that. A speech could be a real eye opener, for sure.
Yes, you realize that when people have other good aspects that you don't know before.
Sure, that could be a big surprise. Anything that changes your assumption. Um, okay. Any new information that, yeah, that changes your previous idea about something, and it could be anything, really. Okay. Moving on, Mustafa. Didn't she phone to say she was coming? Number 5.
No, there was a knock at the door on Monday morning, and there she was with her suitcase. I got the shock of my life, as I think.
I think so. I agree. I got the shock of my life. All right. Just obviously an exaggerated way to express you're very, very surprised. I don't know, reading this, if the shock was a pleasant shock, they were really excited to see her, or shocked unpleasantly. Again, it's neutral, so I can't say whether that was a good experience or a bad experience for the speaker in this example. Another idiom that's very neutral. You can talk about good or bad things with that one. Okay, Zingyu, number 6. Mac says he's taking next Monday off. He wants to go skiing in Scotland. Skiing in Scotland? What? Okay, Zingyu?
Well, he hadn't asked me about it. If he thinks he can take a day off without checking first, he's got he's got he's got I don't know.
No idea? Okay. The idea here is the speaker is saying this idiom. It automatically implies that the speaker is going to talk to this person and correct them, correct their behavior, maybe possibly even yell at them, or correct them. Maybe, okay, he's got another thing coming. Could mean that, well, another person has plans, maybe even. Oh, he's got another thing coming, and you're going to do something to pull the rug out from under him and change his plans. I have to add that I'm always shocked when I see this. Has another think coming, T-H-I-N-K. I had always assumed, to be honest, that it's another thing coming. And frankly, I think Americans say it with thing, with a G instead of K. It's got another thing coming. The idea here, oh, okay. Yes, Zingu?
Olarsin. Olarsin is along.
I'm sorry, what? I don't understand.
In this phrase, has got a lot of think. Think is along or verb.
Well, I guess it's being used as a noun, which of course is not A think. Well, it's possible. I'm going to sit down and have a think. It can be used as a noun. It's kind of rare, and it's really only in I need to have a think. It's rare, and it's only in certain phrases that we use it as a noun, but it is possible. Okay, let me try to explain a little bit. The only way you're going to say this is if you heard about some information from a third party. Okay, that's the only way you'd say this. If somebody tells you face to face, hey, okay, your son tells you I'm spending the night at my girlfriend's house, then you would say, well, no, you're not. What are you talking about? If his sister says to you, my Bobby is going to spend the night with his girlfriend, then you would tell his sister, well, he's got another thing coming. All right? It's because of some surprising information you hear secondhand, not from the source. And then you comment back to the person that it's to tell the person, the sister, that okay, I'll be talking to him about that. I'll be setting him straight is another way. Another thing you might say, set somebody straight. Well, I'll have to set him straight. He's got another thing coming. It kind of goes hand in hand with that one there. Okay, moving on. 10. Number 7. I didn't know Sarah sings in a professional choir, and she plays the violin apparently.
Oh yes, there is there is option. There is another. There is what else? There is beer up opener, but it was used. So there is more to her than meets the eye. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
More to her than meets the eye. Like okay, probably in a way you can think of another idiom, never, or expression, whatever, never judge a book by its cover. Right? So not just on the surface. Okay, so there's more to her than meets the eye. There's more than just her surface personality or looks or whatever. Okay, so that's kind of the idea there. Okay, more to her than meets the eye. Generally speaking, you're going to use this idiom about a person, of course, but I guess it's possible to use it about, like, I don't know, an organization, a government, a corporation. I guess it would be possible, but a little weird. No, I guess it's okay. It would work. I don't know. You could say, okay, this company, this Coca-Cola company are obviously extremely well known for their soft drinks, but there's more to them than meets the eye. They also have branches in energy. They have part of their companies involved in software development, something like that. Okay, they're something of that nature. Carlos, are you? Is that a question? BRB question, or are you saying you're back?
Okay, no, I didn't understand the expression BRB.
Yeah, okay. It's an acronym for Be Right Back.
Okay. Okay, the last one.
The last one.
Like everyone else, I couldn't believe my eyes. Everyone thought she was so quiet and conservative.
Ah, okay. So what did you think of the dress Sandra was wearing last night? I couldn't believe my eyes. Absolutely. Okay, obviously very, very surprised. Okay. maybe slightly related. Somebody might say, I couldn't take my eyes off her. Maybe she's really, really sexy or really beautiful in her dress. Yeah, I couldn't take my eyes off her. Okay.
I have to pick up my eyes from the floor.
Or maybe, Carlos, I had to pick up my tongue from the floor. Ooga. Yeah, maybe. Actually, that's funny. That's a good one. And anybody would understand what you said. I understood what you said. Sometimes we actually say he had to pick up his tongue from the floor is actually idiomatic, but yeah. Obviously implying in that case that, for example, Sandra here is very, very sexy. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, we've only got about 5 minutes left. Let's see here. Okay, let's try a little exercise, a little review exercise. Replace the words in italics, here, with an idiom from this unit. The words, there's clues over here, all right? So, replacing, I was very surprised. Okay, like that. Anna, how's it going? Mustafa, number 1. Oh, Mustafa, you stepped out, didn't you? Okay. Xingyu, number 1.
I was very surprised when he told me.
So instead of was very surprised.
They knocked me down a feather.
Okay, you could have knocked me over with a feather. By the way, if you listen to my intonation, this is commonly how we say this. We highlight or emphasize knocked. You could have knocked me over with a feather. You could have knocked me down with a feather. Again, knocked me down, knocked me over. Yeah, okay. All right, number 2, Sasha.
Don't worry, I've got a secret plan. Don't worry, I've about sleep. I have something up in my sleeve.
I've got something
Yeah,
up my
up
sleeve.
just my sleeve.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Without in my sleeve. Just
Without
up.
in. That's right.
Okay.
It would sound weird with in. Okay.
Okay.
Ken, number 3. Huh? Oh, guess the whole thing.
Nobody thought that would happen. Okay.
All right.
Out of the blue.
Again, as an American, I would say that's one for the books. But
That's one for the book.
yeah, here the Brits, I guess, would say, well, that's a turn up for the books.
Turn up for the book.
Yeah, but it's more British. No American would. Actually, an American wouldn't even know what you're talking about if you said that. Okay, number 4, Carlos.
She's got more ability than we realized. That we realize it.
Realized. Yeah.
Realized. Okay.
Got it right the first time. Okay.
There is a
Do you remember it?
there is many expression with eyes. I was trying to.
Yeah. There are. You're absolutely correct. There are a lot. There's more to her than meets the eye.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. There's more than just her appearance. what she seems like surface. Mustafa is gone. Okay. Xingyu? Number 5.
Number 5.
The whole thing. Yeah, okay.
It looks like a bad thing to happen, but actually, it been good. It was a blessing in disguise.
Exactly. And last of all, Sasha.
He arrived out of the blue.
Out of the blue. That's it. Okay. Terrific.
Teacher, you're broken.
What's that, Xingyu? Sorry.
Oh, I see. Your connection is broken.
Well, it